Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel for another video. It's Tanisha here. So I am actually in need of a trim and I just decided to hop on camera and show you guys what I do. So I am starting off on stretched hair. You can do this however it makes you comfortable. I am just starting off on stretched hair. My hair has some moisturizer in it. And I spritz a tiny bit of water just to make detangling a lot easier for me. But you want to make sure that your hair is thoroughly detangled so that you get all of your hairs to kind of be at the same length. You don't want some like shrunken up like all in the middle. Like you want to try to at least comb it out so that they're at a similar length. Now, a few things I want to talk about while I'm doing this is just that I told you guys when I did my natural hair update that I want to keep up with my trims. Now, I had promised myself that I would keep up with those trims, but I would go to the stylist who originally cut my hair for her to do those kind of maintenance trims for me. But we are under lockdown right now, and I don't want to let this period pass and not trim my hair, because that's the other thing I want to talk about, when you actually know that your hair needs trimming, and mine's definitely does. So a few things that you should look out for when you know it's time to trim your hair, like when you detangle, like your hair gets way more tangled than necessary. Like you know your hair, you know how your hair generally feels when you pass your hand on it. Do your ends feel rough? Are they raggedy? Like if your hair is long enough, you could actually bring your hair forward and you kind of look at it against a light background. Like, are there lots of single strand knots? Do you actually see split ends? Like those are some of the things you need to look for. If you're getting trouble to detangle your hair more than normal and you know your hair better than anyone else, you know it's time to get a trim, sis. Like, don't let anybody fool you, you know? Don't let anybody say, well, no, your ends still look good. If you know that your ends need to trim, you should trim them. So for me, I feel like my ends need to be trimmed. I feel like I have been getting a lot more snagging at my ends. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that, but like if I run my hands through my hair, I feel a lot more snagging than I used to when it was freshly cut, obviously because my ends are a bit more weathered now. There are a little more single strand knots on there, which is normal for curly hair, especially if you wear wash and goes. But yeah, I just personally feel like my hair needs a trim. My hair is taking a little longer to detangle because I feel like there are more knots, and it just means that my hair needs a nice little trim. So you definitely want to take smaller sections. Like, you don't want to try to cut your hair in that big section. You really don't. Just want to comb out your hair. Make sure that you hold it taut. Smooth it out. Make sure you get all of your hairs in that section down. So let me just put a napkin because I'm wearing a black top, so you guys probably can't see as much. Let me tape this onto my jersey so you guys could see what the hell I'm doing. So you want to just pull down your hair, and you want to make sure that you get really sharp scissors. Like, you need to hear that. That's how sharp your scissors needs to be. So once you get a hair scissors, and you don't cut anything else with this, you don't cut paper, cloth, packs that you open in the kitchen, get separate scissors for that. This one is dedicated for cutting only, cutting your hair only. So again, you want to pull your hair taut all the way down, and it's a trim. So let's not go crazy, let's not get scissor happy. You really just want to get the ends that look a little bit sparse. You want to cut that off. And my ends already feel so much better. So when you finish one section, you could go ahead and twist them up. And when you cut your hair, it often kind of gives trouble to stay in twist, but surprised you pay for healthy ends. But when I finish twist up, or when I finish cut a section, I just go ahead and twist it up. And you really want to coil the ends because it's going to give you a little bit of problems with fresh ends. You really want to coil the end, and that is the first cut done. You see how much better that looks. Okay, ends look so fresh and nice. So yeah guys, that is basically what I do. So I'm literally just going to go through the rest of my hair, do the exact same thing, and that is how I maintain my hair, maintain my ends, so that I am able to retain more length. It stops the breakage, especially if you have single strand knots and different things that are getting caught and causing you unnecessarily stress detangling. You could do it without that, sis. Just get rid of those ends, get you some nice clean ends, and you'll be on your way to better length retention. Now what you could also do, if you're not trying to get rid of too much length, if you feel like you have a lot of single strand knots, you could either look at your ends and see where there's a knot. Like, let me show you guys this one. So yeah guys, I'm sure you could see that knot there. Now you could go in on individual strands and just snip those off just at the very end, and that way you lose a whole lot less length and unnecessary cutting. So I do that as well sometimes. So you just want to take your hair, run your fingers down the length of the hair wherever you feel the knot. You want to just take your nail, at least that's what I do. I take my nail and I stop right above where the knot is, and then I just snip right above there. And it takes off the tiniest amount of hair just where the knot is, and that way you don't really lose any length, but your ends feel so much better. So yeah, that's basically what is referred to as the search and destroy method. So you're basically just searching for knots in your hair, and you go ahead and snip them off, because those knots tend to tangle with other hairs that aren't knotted, and you just end up with like a really knotted mess all over your hair. So to prevent that, I just go in and really snip them off where they seem to be problematic. So yeah, that's what I do. Basically, I'm gonna just go through the rest of my hair, snip off single strand knots as I find them or as I feel is unmanageable for me. And that's it. That is basically how I trim my hair and ensure that I have fresh, healthy ends that help to maintain my length retention. I should mention that I'm trying to keep up my regular trims every 3 months. So let's say your hair grows half an inch a month and I'm cutting off like 1/8 of an inch or less, you still have like a surplus of growth. So don't be afraid to trim your hands and think that, you know, you're going to be bald headed at the end of the year. No, you're literally trimming off the tiniest bit, and then the amount of hair you actually grow is way more than that. So don't be afraid to trim those ends, ladies. Or gents, if you know you're trying to grow out your hair. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to show you guys in this video. So again, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss future uploads. And I thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.